Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I have another storytime video and it's like a paranormal-ish storytime, I don't know. If you hear me laughing or talking to some random person, I swear that there's not a ghost in here. It is my sister sitting on the bed back there being a freak. Alright, so if you see me talking to someone in the background, it's my sister. Anyway, she's just hanging out in here, but I feel like I've had a lot more of these stories to tell later because, you keep distracting me!
Dog hair on my gum.
You. I feel like I've had a lot of these stories to tell recently, and I don't know why. I feel like when people start telling these stories, more crazy things happen, or like you start paying attention more. And this happened, what, like a week ago, I would guess? Yeah, we left last Tuesday. Anyway, so this happened. We went out of town because we have some things going on in our personal life that I'm not going to announce at this time because I'm not sure what's going on yet. But we went out of town because we were trying to figure out some things, my husband and I. And we stayed at this hotel, and we have stayed there once before and nothing really happened. But this time we stayed in like a different room, and I had a ton of crazy things to crazy things happen to me. Crazy things to happen to me.
Yeah, crazy things to happen.
So I do have a list here in front of me, so if you see me looking down, that's why. And I swear I'm not doing this for the views, and I'm not doing this to get attention. I'm just doing it because I think it's interesting, and I kind of want to look back on this in like a year and remember this. But yeah, so let's just get into the story time. Okay, so the first thing that happened was we got to our hotel, and we were staying on the top floor of this hotel, and this hotel has 4 floors. So we were staying in the top floor in like room 418. So I go up there. And my husband had gone downstairs because he was going to get all of our suitcases and stuff, and he was going to just bring it up there because we only had like 3 bags. So I went up there and I turned on the lights and started getting the hotel ready for us because every time we go to a hotel, I'll unpack all of our stuff and just kind of make it feel more like home, even if we're only staying for one night. And so I went upstairs and I flipped all the lights on, nothing weird happened, just was getting comfortable, and he comes upstairs and he drops off our stuff and we just go about our day. Like nothing weird happened, you know, it was all fine. And then we went downtown, like we went to a trampoline park, so we went over there and we were jumping on the trampolines and stuff. And then we came back later that night after we had finished eating dinner, and it was dark, but we got there and he turned on the lights and the lights started like flickering in the entryway when you first walked in. And it did that for probably 30 seconds and then it just started working again. Like nothing had happened, and the light was a lot brighter than it was when it was flickering, because when it was flickering it was like dim. So I was like, that's weird. And he was like, did that happen to you earlier? And I was like, no, never had that problem. So we just didn't think anything of it and it was fine. Well, he went to go into the bathroom and I think he was getting ready to shower or something. And he goes in there and I'm sitting at the desk by our TV. So I'm sitting up like at the front of the room and the bed's back here, and the bed is like freshly made, nothing weird, you know, perfect. And I'm sitting there and I'm on the computer, you know, just on Facebook or YouTube or whatever. And the pillow behind me just falls over. Just out of nowhere, just tips over. And I was like, huh, that's great. I wonder why that happened. Anyways, so when he got out of the bathroom, I was like, hey Will, did you like do something weird to the bed or something? And he was like, what are you talking about? And I told him about the pillow and he was like, huh, that's weird, I don't know. So I didn't think anything of it, and then we decided we were going to go down to the pool. Oh, but before this, I forgot something. We were on the 4th floor, like I said before, and we came upstairs, like we went up on the elevator and we got to the top floor, and we got out and there was this black chair sitting in the corner right by the elevator to where you could like just set your stuff down if you needed to, or when you were waiting for the elevator you could sit down. We went up on the elevator and the chair was there, and we went to our room. An hour later we came back and the chair was gone. Oh, yeah, that happened. So the chair was gone and we were just like, huh. And he was like, babe, is that chair gone? Like, you saw it, right? And I was like, oh, I don't know. I didn't really pay attention. And I was thinking maybe like he was thinking of last time we were there. Well, then we came back later that night and the chair was back again. And this was like within 3 hours this had happened. And he was like, I'm not crazy, it's there. And then I remembered that it had been there earlier that day. And he had remembered one of the hotel maids like setting like a little cart of cleaning stuff, like she had set that on the chair, and I was like, oh my gosh. So that happened, and yeah, all of these things could be explained, but this next one I have no idea about. So we decided that night we were going to go down to the pool, and this was probably at 9 o'clock and the pool closes at 10, so we were the only ones down there. Like the second we got down there, everyone else was getting out, and that's okay. And we got in the hot tub first because we wanted to relax, and we had been on the trampolines most of that afternoon and just decided that we wanted to soak. So we go and we're sitting in the hot tub, and I'm sitting facing a window, and there's like one window by the hot tub and there's 3 windows over by the actual pool. So I'm sitting in the hot tub and I look up and I see a face like looking in the window. Like an old man's face. And I don't know how to explain it, but he looks like a guy I knew when I worked at Walmart. And this guy was probably like in his early 60s, his late 50s, early 60s. And he has a little bit of stubble and he always wears dark glasses, like black glasses. And his face just looked so much like him. And he was wearing a hat like that guy was, like an old baseball hat. Anyways, so I see this guy looking in the window and I was like, did you see that? And Will was like, see what? What are you talking about? Crazy? And he looks at the window and doesn't see anything. And he climbs out of the hot tub and goes and he's like looking out the window seeing if there's anything there or if I'm just crazy. And so then he gets back in the hot tub and he's like, there's nothing out there. And this is like facing towards the parking lot. So he's like, maybe someone just walked past and you saw him or whatever. And I'm like, yeah, you're probably right. So I'm sitting there and I look up again and I swear 100% that I see this guy again. And I'm like, what the heck? And so I'm like, did you see it? And he didn't see it. He thought I was crazy. And so then I was like, you know what, let's just go get in the other pool. I'm sure that it's nothing. It's not a big deal. So we get into the regular pool and I look at the other window and I like keep seeing this guy like moving from window to window. And then I look at the window that's facing the hallway. The whole way. So I look at the one that's facing the hallway and I see a guy walk past, but he was actually there. I'm not crazy about that one. And Will's like, oh, I saw that guy. And I was like, that's not the guy I was talking about. And he was like, okay, well, that's good. And so, yeah. So I'm just like, what the heck? And then we go back to swimming and we're there like another 20 minutes and I didn't see anything. Like we were talking and having a good time and we were like playing in the pool. And I look back over at the windows and I see the guy again. And this time I'm just like, I'm done. And I almost start crying and my husband's like, what's wrong? And so I explained to him, like, I keep seeing this guy. I don't know what's going on, but I feel like I know him. And I explained to him who this guy was and he knows the guy who's here in town. And he's like, well, maybe he passed away and he's haunting you. And I was like, I hope not. So he's asking me like, well, what do you want to do? And I'm like, I don't know. And so we're sitting there and he's like, well, why don't you pray about it? So I prayed about it and like it stopped for a while. And then right before we got out of the pool, I saw it one more time and I was like, I'm done. But before all of that had happened, like halfway through this, we had gotten back into the hot tub and a guy walked past the window and I like jumped. And so my husband looks at the window and he like jumped and it scared the crap out of him. And it was the best thing. Like I was laughing so hard because at least he got scared with me. But anyways, that's basically all that happened that night, and I just remember being like so freaked out and basically like on the verge of tears that entire time we were in the pool. And I don't know like what it was, but it didn't follow me home obviously. But there have been other things happening in our house and maybe we'll do another update on that because it seems like every time we do an update even more happens.
I don't want to do an update. Every time I do an update it just gets even worse.
I know. But yeah, if you have any idea what it might have been, like, leave your comments down below and, you know, let me know if I'm just crazy and should be locked up forever. You quit shaking your head back there. But anyways, thank you so much for watching and I will talk to you in my next video. Bye!
Get my charger. Just keep going. It's fine. I'm just gonna do one loud beat. What's up?
I can't stop staring at them.
Jasmin is... Wait, did you do an outro?
Yes. Remember, because I said I'll talk to you in my next video and you're
Yeah.
like, oh, I thought you were just going to sit there silent.
Sure. Open my mouth and my gum popped out.
Oh my gosh.
I'm still eating it.
Oh my gosh, I saw a leaf moving out there and I was like, what the hell is that?
Ooh, leave.
Okay.
Fart.
What?
Sound like, what?
Did you say you farted?
No, I said I got from the bed. Sound like a fart.
Oh, okay. What? I can smell. Okay. What are you doing? I'm watching.
butthole.
I think it's someone showering downstairs.
No one's downstairs.